Welcome to Mojoyminds.
This video explores superhero stories as cultural narratives. It is not about ranking characters or criticizing fans, but about examining how influence is built, maintained, and lost through different models of power. Some leaders are followed because they are powerful. Others are followed because they are trusted. That difference sounds subtle, but it shapes how authority functions in real life. It also sits at the heart of the contrast between Captain Marvel and Captain America. At first glance, both characters appear to represent the same idea. They wear national colors. They are framed as protectors. They step in when systems fail. But the way their authority works could not be more different. Captain Marvel's power arrives through institutions. Her abilities are unlocked, trained, and validated within a military and cosmic hierarchy. From early on, she is told who she is, what she represents, and where she belongs. Her strength is overwhelming, and because of that, she often operates above conflict rather than inside it. She does not need to convince people. Her presence alone ends debates. That kind of authority feels decisive. It cuts through chaos. It promises safety through superiority. Captain Marvel's influence is rooted in capability. People defer because resistance feels unnecessary or impossible. When she arrives, the assumption is that the problem is about to end. But authority that comes primarily from power creates distance. Captain Marvel is respected, but rarely questioned. Admired, but not always understood. Her story does not ask her to earn trust repeatedly. It assumes trust as a byproduct of strength and alignment with the right system. Captain America's authority works in the opposite direction. He is not the strongest person in the room. Often, he is not even the smartest. What gives him influence is consistency. He shows up the same way every time. He sacrifices when it costs him personally. He refuses to compromise core principles even when doing so would make things easier. People follow Captain America because they believe he will not abandon them when it matters. His authority is not granted by institutions. In fact, it often puts him in conflict with them. His legitimacy comes from trust earned over time, through action rather than position. This creates a very different relationship with power. Captain America must constantly reaffirm his values. He must explain himself. He must accept disagreement. His influence grows slowly, but it is resilient. Even when he loses status, people still listen. This contrast mirrors something deeply familiar in the real world. Some leaders rise because systems elevate them. Others rise because people choose them. One model depends on structure. The other depends on relationship. Captain Marvel represents confidence backed by hierarchy. Captain America represents credibility backed by character. Neither model is inherently wrong. Systems exist for a reason. Authority can be necessary in moments of crisis. But systems change. Hierarchies shift. When authority is tied primarily to position, it becomes vulnerable the moment that position is questioned. Trust works differently. It survives instability. It adapts. It can even oppose authority when authority drifts from its purpose. This difference also affects accountability. Captain Marvel is rarely challenged from below. When she makes a decision, it is framed as correct because of who she is. Captain America is challenged constantly. His decisions are debated, resisted, and sometimes rejected. But that friction is exactly what keeps his influence grounded. In modern culture, authority granted by institutions often moves faster. It looks cleaner. It feels more efficient. Captain Marvel fits that rhythm. She reflects a world that values competence, speed, and confidence. Captain America reflects something slower and less glamorous. He represents moral endurance. The kind of leadership that stays present even when it is inconvenient, unpopular, or exhausting. The kind of leadership that understands power without trust eventually isolates itself. What this comparison ultimately reveals is not a battle between strength and weakness, but between two sources of legitimacy. One says, "Follow me because I am capable." The other says, "Follow me because I will not betray what we stand for." In times of fear, people often reach for authority. In times of doubt, they reach for trust. The most stable societies learn to distinguish between the two. Captain Marvel shows us what power looks like when it is sanctioned. Captain America shows us what power looks like when it is earned. And the tension between them reminds us that influence lasts longest when people choose it, not when it is assumed. If this perspective made you think, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments.